Welcome to today's video. I'm going to be showing you how easy it is to cut a hole in a piece of large format tile for a toilet flange. To do this, you're only going to need a couple items. We've got our grinder with a diamond wheel set up. I've got a couple Sharpies, as well as have a closet flange extender. When it comes to drawing out the hole on the tile for the closet flange for your toilet, there's a couple options. You can use a lid from a container, you can use a protractor. So what I actually do is I keep this closet flange extender inside of my truck. This extender is the same diameter as the existing closet flange. So what you can actually do is when you know your measurements off of the wall, you can actually use this to trace out and get the exact dimension so the tile will fit tight to the existing closet flange. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways of how to actually cut this out on the tile. So what we're going to do is start with this one here, just in the dead middle. So we've traced out our closet flange as if it needed to be cut here in the middle of the tile. So to start by cutting this out, we're just going to be using the grinder, and you're going to be using the front of the blade, and what you're going to do is roll the blade onto the sides, and you're going to make a small cut all the way around, and then you'll start to tip down the grinder a bit more, using more of the front of the blade, and doing the same thing. You're going to be rolling around the entire tile, slowly going deeper and deeper. So one main thing when it comes to safety when doing this using the grinder is if you're not comfortable with grinders, I would recommend having your guard on. I'm pretty comfortable, so I tend to not use my guard when I do this. If you are using the guard, you're not able to get all the way around, so it will take a little bit longer because you're just using the front tip, and you'll slowly spin the tile around and around and around. So now that I'm ready to start, I've moved everything else away from the tile so I can spin it around as I make my cut. So we're going to start. I'm going to start on this edge here. We'll do about the first quarter or so. We'll spin the tile, and then we'll keep going around to get our first cut in. So now that we've got our first lip cut into the tile, following around the line of the closet flange, we can start doing the same motion and slowly increasing upwards, and that will allow us to cut in deeper and deeper. You want to make sure when you're doing this that you're not pushing too far out. You do have some room from the toilet sitting and covering it, but if you want to keep it a little bit cleaner, you want to make sure you start to get on a higher angle here with the grinder to cut inwards and not push outwards. So again, you can see after I've made a few passes here, I'm a bit deeper, so I'm probably about halfway into the tile right now. So we're going to continue to do the exact same thing, and again, gradually get up on a tighter angle here so we can cut out more of the tile. So again, I just wanted to stop to show you one more time. You can see I've started to make it all the way actually through now. So I'm just going to finish up these last couple portions and we'll remove the center. So we've now cut out the center here. We're going to test fit the closet flange, and it's perfect. We've got a bit of room to move it around, so depending where your tile needs to sit here. And we're pretty much on the line of the closet flange. I did drift a little bit here, you can see, but again, the base of the toilet's going to cover this up. But instead of having a massive hole here, you're now tight to the tile, to the closet flange, which is going to allow the toilet to sit on the tile all the way around. If you were in the position where some of your cuts were still a little too deep for the closet flange to actually fit into, what you can do then is lift the tile up, prop it where there's nothing underneath, and you can start to use the grinder and slowly push down the edges and work your way around in a circle, like this small portion here. If I needed to remove that, again, what I would do is use the grinder here and slowly come downwards, and I would be able to clean up my edge here. As well as you could use a diamond cone and work from the inside of the tile and clean up your edges with just the tip of it. So now that I've shown you how to cut a closet flange out in the middle of a tile, what we're going to do is show you how you would do it if it was under the edge of a tile or the side of a tile here. So we're going to use this edge here. And we'll act like the rest of the closet flange will be split over 2 or 3 different tiles depending on your layout and the size of your tile. So the premise for this is going to be the exact same. What we're going to do is start our edge here and slowly just continue to drift over and over and over. So again, to start, we're going to use just the edge of the grinding blade. So again, just to show you, we've slowly started to dig in here now. So I'm going to work from this corner backwards, and we'll get into the middle of the tile, and then I'll show you kind of the depth again, and we'll cut all the way through. So I just wanted to show you before I go all the way through the tile. Again, here we're about halfway right now, so we'll start to cut through on this side. This side needs a little bit more. And again, as we're getting closer to the bottom, you're lifting the grinder up almost 90 degrees and plunge cutting in at that point. So now that we have our piece cut off, we can test fit here again with the closet flange, and you can see we've got a little bit of room around depending where you need to adjust your tiles with the spacers. So this has been 2 simple ways to cut out a closet flange for a toilet in a large format tile, depending where your tile spacing is falling. If you need a full piece out, or if you need to cut off a corner, or as well if you're just cutting off a side. Doesn't matter really where you're cutting in the tile, the practice will be the exact same. You'll slowly cut out a lip and then gradually lift the grinder upwards again to plunge cut into the tile. If you found this video useful or you have any questions, leave me a comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.